again.
Unnecessary.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Drew.
We're reviewing what are Slender.
Slender.
Slender review.
Slender.
This movie sucks. I want to say more.
I'll give you 3 words. Piece of
This movie's bad. This movie's awful. This movie's terrible. This movie's no
Those
hyphen
are all
good.
4 words.
It's a good question. That's one
I
word.
was contracting. Slenderman comes to town and he is upset about children. That's it. That's my sentence.
Drew?
Hide your kids. Hide your significant others. Because Slenderman's coming for your ass. And he can go through your walls because he is a electric being.
You can't contract movies.
Movies? This movie's that creaks like wood.
Yeah. And
A lot of wood.
It makes cicada noises
Yeah.
whenever he shows
A
up.
lot of his
No
motive is that he's slender and he's upset and he is a
He's great.
folklore and he just wants to take kids. I don't know. It's dumb. It's not good.
I did.
Have
play
you
the
seen-
game. The game is better than this movie.
This
I would rather
movie-
play the game than watch this movie again.
This movie's an infinitely worse version of It.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like the same plot. It's like this monster shows up and he's like, I like kids, and then he takes the kids, and then but like at least in It, like it's actually scary at times. I'm like, oh, this clown's freaky and fucky. But like in Slenderman, it's just like, and then like creaking noises, yeah. And then like he just shows up and he's like, hey guys, I'm all this. Why not? I'm an English major.
All right.
Main character girl, she's got a crush on main character guy. They watch a video because they're like, I'm gonna watch a video about Slenderman and it's gonna corrupt my mind.
Wait, no, they're like, oh, the boys are gonna find out about Slenderman? Us girls have to find out about
Yeah.
Slenderman too, because this movie was written by a 40-year-old man.
And her friend goes missing when they're on a field trip and they're like, oh my god, did Slender take her? I don't remember literally any characters. They go on a field trip and their friend is like, I feel crazy but in the woods. And then she gets lost and taken. And they're like,
Taken for?
Yeah. They're like, something's not right. And they're like, well, something's not right. And then each one of them have like psychotic breaks. And then one like goth friend, I'm gonna call her goth friend because she's like the most depressed.
Yeah.
But she's like, it's Slenderman, and they're like, no, it's not. And then they all basically break down psychotically, and then they go to the woods. They're like, don't look at Slenderman, but they do. One of the friends do.
They're like, you have to sacrifice something, and then they sacrifice like a blanket their grandma made, a photo of their dad.
Basically, they all f***ing go crazy, and then Slenderman wins.
Everybody's going crazy, and like the main character is like, what do I do? Like, how do I solve this whole Slenderman thing? And then she like her little sister goes crazy. Her little sister out and does the same thing that she did with her friends, and she's like, you can contact Slenderman. And she's like, what does that mean? Which is reminiscent of the actual thing that happened, which is a much better documentary.
Oh my.
And then main character's like wandering through the hospital and a bunch of like trip happens. And then she's like, I gotta sacrifice myself to save my sister. Because what Slenderman really wants is our lives.
Yeah. Go Pack Go.
The whole movie.
I've just got a plethora to choose from. My least favorite scene in the movie is when main character girl, she's finally at main character boy's house and they're about to have some underage sex. And it's like getting hot and heavy. He put on a record, and he's like, "I'm indie."
It's like a metal album though.
Yeah,
it's like, it's like, is this good for you? And she's like, yeah.
I love this. And then they're like making out, and then his head just starts to like f***ing twitch and shake. He's like, and like it is the dumbest I've ever seen. But I almost like actually like burst out laughing because it looks so stupid and so bad. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say because the movie sucks.
Let's go on a journey through the hallway scene at the hospital. Haley is in the hospital and she finds out that her sister is going crazy because of Slenderman. And she's like screaming and she's like, what do I do? And she walks around and like everybody's like looking at her weird and they're all like turning to her and they're like giving her like stink eye. And then she's like, this is weird. And she walks past a room and like in the room is like an orderly like bathing a woman. And then like as the camera like pans by, or as the camera tracks by the doorway, it gives an angle to like the woman who's getting bathed face, and her face is like a concave like thing. And then she like walks past and she's like, that was weird.
It's gotta be
Because
Ren.
she's the most famous.
It's gotta,
No, it's not Ren.
It's gotta be Ren.
Ren's the goth girl. She like falls down a hole and then she wakes up, and this is the dumbest part about this movie, is that it had whoever the cinematographer is has such a focus on like the harnesses with the lens tracked solely on the face, and like the rest of the world is like whoa.
Yeah.
And they're perfectly smooth. But she like wakes up, she like goes ooh, and then she's like in a forest. She's in the forest with like the gate and Slenderman and his tree, because he lives in a tree for some reason. It's like this big gross tree. It's so dumb.
We've got Ren, Holly, Chloe, Katie, and Tom.
I think
Can
it's
I
Chloe.
see a picture?
And she's like, oh fuck, and then like she hears like the tree branch crack in the forest, and she's like, huh, and then she does it. She wakes up again.
Yeah.
She wakes up again and does the same thing, and then she's in her bedroom, and then she's like, oh, what the fuck happened? That's that scene.
Oh, you're right.
It's Haley.
It's Haley.
It's Haley.
Because the
best scene in
trailer
the movie.
had promise, right? Okay, so like there are a lot of shots in this movie, individual shots that are actually good. Like
Speaking of shots,
Not yet.
no.
Main girl is Haley.
Why is Ren billed first? She's goth girl. That's
Because
sad.
she's more famous.
But there are a lot of shots in this movie that are like actually good. So like when friend that gets abducted right in the beginning gets abducted, and it's like a
Ginger girl.
Yeah, it's like a telephoto shot, but it's from super far away. So like the woods are like flat, and she's like flat against them. That's like it's a nice shot. It looks good. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh damn, like this looks actually nice. And they should have utilized that more. They should have hid Slenderman within the trees. They should have made you look for him.
But instead they put him like outside the tree line, and he's just standing there, and you're like, okay.
Stupid. Okay, like kids stab each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The reason why this movie f***ing blows is because it's about a group of teenagers, and it's written by somebody who was clearly never a f***ing teenager. Like, this person doesn't know how any teens talk at all.
Hey, have you been on the Facebooks yet?
Yeah, like
that's
these
the
kids
level of
are
like
socially
teen speak.
inept.
When she says
hey.
when she says that Slenderman is a computer virus, but the computer is your brain. He's a normal virus then. Half of Steve Buscemi out of 10.
It's like some of the people on the crew were like, yeah, I know how to make a movie. And then the other ones were like, yeah, I don't. Like, but they like outnumbered them. And so the movie is so bad, but it's not like comically bad where you can like enjoy it, that it's like dumb how stupid this is. It's just like, damn, this is stupid and bad.
Yeah.
And I, like, as I was watching it, I felt like I was actively wasting my time. I checked my phone like I never check my phone when I'm in theater.
Yeah.
I checked my phone like 4 times. I was like, when is this over?
Yeah,
like,
I was checking
this
my
has
phone
to be
constantly,
over.
too.
And
I think all of us were, and then we were also laughing and turning to each other and saying, how does this movie exist?
So I'll give it 3.5. 3.5 wiggly arms out of 10. Oh.
Okay. Clunk. If you want to see more of me, click here.
And then if you want to see more of me, you can click right. Oh my god! Wow, right here. Look at this shit.
Oh,
Click it.
Yeah, like and subscribe to Grozny.
If you don't, use a hoe.
Fuck Wisconsin.